This might save your life as well as your emotional well-being. This is the top 5 red flags that if you notice in a man, sis, you need to go.
Hello beautiful people, Vicadi here again. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be looking at red flags to look out for in your relationship. I'm surprised that some people do not know the red flags to make them run in their relationship. As soon as you see these red flags, run. Do not even take your time. Run. Okay? So you just let me know what you think about this red flags that will be discussed in this video. I'm going to show you of some of the red flags that has been identified and they are actually genuine to make you flee. But then if you are on the other side who thinks that this red flags being listed here is not worth it and you should stay, please drop your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear from you. I love to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I want to know what you think about this. Do you think that this it's okay to flee at the first red flag, or you should just stay to get to observe the person a little bit more? What do you think? I want to hear from you. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Let's quickly watch those videos. At the end of the video, I'm going to drop my own thoughts, okay?
This might save your life as well as your emotional well-being. This is the top 5 red flags that if you notice in a man, sis, you need to go. Coming in hot, we have anger problems. Date this man if you're looking to end your life. Now, the tricky thing about the anger issues is they may be difficult for you to notice at first. But once you get into any kind of dispute, argument, they will surface, as well as how he interacts with others. He raises his voice unnecessarily in a dispute. He punches walls. This man has no control of his emotions and he cannot control himself, and he will put you in danger. So the sooner you notice these issues, the sooner you need to leave for the betterment of your life. And if you have a life with him, future children, etc., go. Don't look back. Now this one's gonna piss some people off, but number 2 is mommy issues. Good way to find out if he has mommy issues: ask, how's your mom? What's she like? What was it like when she raised you? A man with mommy issues does not like women. He does not like you. He does not trust you. He will sabotage a relationship and will most likely sabotage you as well. The best thing you can do is pray for him, recommend a therapist, and go. Dating a man with mommy issues is a special type of hell. It's not worth it. Number 3, we have a cheap ass. Notice I did not say broke ass, because a cheap ass can have a lot of money and still just not decide to spend it on you. Pay attention to how much he tips servers. Does he offer to do little things like pay for your parking, or little things that may not be necessary, but does he take pride in paying for them, or does he run away from them? A cheap man is not going to change his ways, and the quicker you leave, the better off you will be. It's giving little D energy. Next, we have jealous/insecure men. Run. This can manifest in several ways, from commentary on your appearance, your makeup, your clothes, your boobs, your social media, anything to take you down, anything that makes him insecure about your shine, your star power, your future, your career. If you do not get consistent, confident energy, or a man that wants to pour into you, he is most likely intimidated by the woman that you are, and he's going to try and minimize you. Don't do it. Run quickly. This person over time will wear at your self-esteem and wear at the way that you want to show up in this world. Go. The jealous behavior can be leading to stalker tendencies. It can be leading to, if I can't have you, nobody can have you. If he has issues with men approaching you, or he overreacts, he doesn't like people having their eyes on you in any capacity, this one is going to come as a surprise to you. But number 5 is someone that is too smooth. Now, I put this as number 5 because he is going to be hard to identify. When you first meet him, you're going to feel like it's a match made in heaven. This man has no fear when he approaches you. He has all the right words. He has you blushing from ear to ear. And his roster has 50 women on it as of right now. This man is a player. He is not trustworthy. He knows how to get in them panties real quick. And he is way too comfortable. He's been practicing these lines for his entire life. They may have been passed down from his brothers, his uncles, something. If he is too smooth, too slick, run. You want a man who has a little anxiety and nerves when he's approaching you. The guy that does not want to mess up, does not want to touch you too quickly, doesn't want to do anything to throw off your interaction. Now, the smooth man is not that whatsoever.
Okay, so if he says this to you, run. Early stages edition. So this all applies to anyone you're in the talking stage with, someone you are, you seriously like, but it's just really early days. If you see these signs, run. If he says, I miss you, you've just met, you've just started talking. Maybe you haven't even had your first date yet. What does he miss? You just swapped numbers recently and he's like, oh, I miss you so much. If you find yourself thinking to yourself, okay, that's interesting that he already misses me, please don't be silly. Don't get flattered. It's a love bombing technique. To miss someone, that means that you are used to their presence and they are not around anymore. Missing someone, you can't miss someone that you've just met. And even if it's not a technique, it's somewhat clingy. And if he's not trying to come across clingy in the early stages, he is trying to love bomb you. He is trying to flatter you in very cheap ways, and you are not cheap. Someone using the tactic of saying they miss you when you've literally just met. It's just such a fuckboy red flag. You do not want a fuckboy. Run. Pet names. He's calling you my baby, my love. And remember, we're talking about early stages here. You've just met this person and already they're dropping baby in your messages. It's their way of claiming you already when he probably has many babies in his phone. Use your own initiative here, because obviously it's case by case. If a guy you've just met is calling you a certain pet name and it just feels a bit odd to you, it just feels a bit premature that he would start giving you pet names. You don't feel like you're to be claimed, if you know what I mean, just yet. Run. Lastly, if you get this text message, you up, you awake, run. Remember, please, I'm sorry, just could you keep in mind, this is not your boyfriend. This is someone you've just met. I know I keep repeating myself. Just, if you get, are you awake message and you have not heard from him all day, just know you are not the only woman in his phone, and unless you're okay with that, just another fuckboy sign. Not only are you not the only woman in his phone, but you're not the first choice. You may not even be the second choice. The one he really wanted to speak to, I don't know, she fell asleep or she's not answering right now, so you're the fallback. And the worst thing is, if this person does pick up the phone eventually, if she does wake up, or, whatever this first choice is doing, as soon as she does this, he's going to leave you on red. If you get that message and you have not heard from him in a long time, run.
If you are left feeling confused or conflicted about a friendship, about a relationship, it could be a sign that they don't actually like you, that they don't actually rate you. In a former friendship of mine, I would constantly be left feeling confused and conflicted. One minute I feel like I'd be in their good books, another minute I'd be in their bad books. From day to day, I would not know whether they were going to be sound with me or they were going to be off with me. And I believe now, looking back, that was because they couldn't hold in how they truly felt about me. Some people want to be friends with people or in a relationship with people because they benefit them in some way. For example, it could be status, it could be money, it could be energy even. But that doesn't actually mean that they like that person, that they actually like their authentic self. They might feel resentful towards that person. They might, feel like that person brings out their insecurities. They might feel like, they just don't like that person, but they keep them around because there's a benefit. And so when you are feeling confused because one minute they're sound with you and like lovely with you, that's when they're being fake. And that's when they're forcing the friendship, the relationship. That's when they're, putting on a front. And the times when you feel like you're in their bad books or things aren't so good is probably how they truly feel about you. certainly from my experience, I felt as though this person couldn't pretend all the time. So the way she truly felt about me would come out in those periods of time when she wasn't good with me, because that's how she really felt about me, because she couldn't mask all the time. She couldn't fake it all the time. She couldn't pretend to like me all the time. And so from my experience, I always feel like if you're left feeling confused and like not sure about where you stand with somebody, then it's not a very good sign, to be honest. It's not a sign that that person is consistent. And also, we all know that consistency is key. We all know that consistency in a relationship is what makes relationships with other people thrive, because you feel like you understand the dynamic. You feel like you've got the full picture. Whereas when you are left feeling confused, it's really sort of disarming, because you don't know from one second to the next as to how somebody really feels about you. So I think if you're feeling confused, it's just a sign to walk away. It's a sign that, they don't actually like you for who you are, and they just keep you around because you're useful to them and that you provide some kind of benefit to them in some way. You deserve so much better than that. You deserve people that like you authentically and like you for your light and dark and like you for exactly who you are. And anybody that, can't sort of consistently show you that they like you and that they rate you, then it's really got to go.
If you really like this guy and you want something serious with him, here's the #1 red flag that I want you to avoid before you get stuck in a situationship and waste all your time. Quick disclaimer, there's a bunch of red flags I want to talk about, but in this video I'm going to talk about one because it's a huge one that nobody seems to talk about. Ready? Men that don't actually like you, they just like the fact that you like them. So how does that look like? It's a guy you've probably even maybe known for a while now, and you even hang out often, and he never tries to actually progress the relationship forward. He never genuinely takes interest in you and trying to see you and trying to set up dates and try to call you, see what's going on in your life. And he only wants to hang out when it seems convenient for him or when he's getting something out of it. You might even feel like a backup plan to him, but as soon as you step back, as soon as you stop replying to him, as soon as you tell him, hey, this isn't for me, then boom, he flips that switch, and now he's putting all the effort. Now he's pursuing you. Now he's doing everything he can out of fear of losing you. So he won't take that next step, but he won't let you go either. So, I mean, if that's the situation you want to stay in, that's fine by me. But if you want to know what to do, keep watching the video. I'm going to tell you. Realistically, there's only one thing you can do. You let him know, like, yo, hey, this isn't for me, and you leave. But you actually leave. You put action behind your words. Decide that, hey, this isn't the situation that I want for my life, and you leave. But here's the problem. Here's the caveat. If you say you're going to leave and you only threaten, and then he like sweet talks you, and then you're like all cool again, then your words all of a sudden carry no meaning. Your words become literally just empty threats that he can see through. So just please, for the sake of, just stop. But
When dating, if a guy says any of these to you, run. I feel like a lot of us know this one. When he says my ex is crazy. My gosh, babes, don't. He is a narcissist, and he also doesn't take accountability. Run far away. If he calls any of his exes crazy in any sense, I feel like a lot of us know this. Just say bye. If he hasn't called you in a while and he tells you he's been busy, he's just not interested. He's not interested. What he's trying to say is everything else that's going on in my life is more important than you. You are not a priority. Just leave him to it. Leave him to it. I think we've all heard that I am busy. After that, do not hang around. When you tell him the things that you've been through and his reply is, I just don't want to hurt you as well. Wow. So basically, you see yourself in some of the guys I've been mentioning? Someone who wants you, they are going to do everything they can to make sure that none of that happens to you again. If they've heard about your past traumas and they're worried about hurting you, oh my gosh, that's a red flag. If he ever says, you are too good for me, oh god, oh wow, no, that's just a very nice rejection. That's basically him saying, I don't really want you. You seem like a nice girl. I might hurt you. So this is my, escape while you can. And yeah, you should listen to him. Just escape while you can. I've touched on this in previous videos, but if you tell him that something is upsetting you and he argues with you about that, about why he should keep doing whatever it is upsetting you, Just honestly, like, leave him. For someone you're meant to care about to tell you, listen, that thing that you're doing, it really hurts me, and he thinks that there's something to haggle with or something to bargain with, leave him alone. Leave him alone. He doesn't give a shit. When he ever makes you feel like you've done nothing wrong, you've just asked for some more of his time, or just some of his time, if the case may be, and he makes you feel like, or he literally says to you, you know, why are you making me pick between, you know, my family and you? Why are you making me pick between work and you? Get rid of him. No one should be making you feel like that. No one should be putting you in that position where you're feeling unwanted or inferior to any other part of his life. If he needs to state that you're within a hierarchy and you're below anything else, you should be on par with the most important things in his life, and everything else should come beneath you. Get rid of him if he's doing anything like that. This isn't really saying something, it's more of a scenario. But if you know you have been doing everything, you, for example, you have been affectionate with him, you have been showing him that you want him, and then he, at any point, you know you've been doing all the right things, and he likes to gaslight and say that you haven't been doing them. You've been cuddling him all day, and then he later tells you, you never cuddle me. Just get rid of him. He's going to gaslight you for the whole relationship, the whole time you're involved, and he's just bad news. Get rid of him.
If your boyfriend does any of these things, you need a new boyfriend. I recently learned that none of these things were normal, and I accepted them in the past because I was like, oh, that's just who they are. That's just how they operate. No. And let me start by saying there's probably multiple people out there who are willing to give you everything that you want and everything that you need without you having to ask for it, without you having to teach them how to do it, without you having to beg for it, or without you having to break down and cry for them to see how much it's affecting you and then change and start doing those things. Just remember that. Number one, huge one, communication. Whether that be just texting you throughout the day or, you know, effectively communicating something that is bothering you. I don't care what anyone says, it is not normal. It is not normal for your significant other to not speak to you all day. It's not normal. Especially us, our generation, looks at their phone all the time. Is it in your hand 24/7? No. Are you looking at it when you have free time? Yes. Are you looking at it when you go or come from the bathroom? Yes. Are you looking at it during your lunch break? Yes. So if someone tells you, I'm so sorry, I've been so busy for 10 hours, that is a lie. They don't want to speak to you, so they aren't speaking to you. If you're trying to talk about something that is bothering you and they say they just don't know how to communicate, that is bullshit. That is emotionally lazy. If you think that you are a bad communicator, which I think is just not true, you need to learn how to communicate. You need to be an effective partner and learn how to effectively communicate with your significant other. Saying, I just don't know how, does not suffice. And if you think that it's going to make that conversation go away, you are very silly. 2, if he doesn't compliment you or tell you how he feels about you. I have been in relationships where I had to ask, do I look pretty? Do you think I'm cute? Do you like this picture? And like, it's so pathetic. It's so pathetic. Like, if you have to ask someone to tell you that you look nice, that is crazy to me. If you are, 1, in a position where you don't know how your partner feels about you, that fucking sucks. But 2, have to ask how they feel about you, and that's the only time you hear about, you know, what they like about you when you're asking for it. You need a new boyfriend. You need a new boyfriend. 3, if he doesn't do things just because. Like, for instance, let's talk about flowers. If you say to your boyfriend, I really like flowers, I would love it if you got me flowers, and they never ever get you flowers, you need a new boyfriend. If they know your likes, you know, what you like to eat, what kind of clothes you like, or whatever the case may be, and they don't ever like get you something or send you something or say something to you because they know it'll make you smile, they know it'll make you happy, you need a new boyfriend. If they're not just doing things because they're like, this is gonna make this person have such a great day, you need a new boyfriend. 4, if he ignores you. This is such like a fucking massive one to me, because that is such a big trigger to me. If, you know, you're trying to talk to them and they just ignore you, it's kind of gone back to the first one. They just like ignore you all day, even though they know there's a text message sitting in their inbox. Or you're trying to tell them something that is bothering you, something that is hurting you, and they decide to give you the silent treatment. They decide to stonewall you. They decide to just not answer and they think it's going to go away. You need a new boyfriend. That is emotional manipulation. That is fuck. And ignoring someone when they are trying to voice something that hurts them, makes them feel unheard, not valued, not appreciated, not respected. It's human decency to respond to someone who is saying X, Y, and Z that you're doing is hurting me and I want to discuss it.
Please go ahead and share your thoughts in the comment section. I love to read from you guys. Go ahead and share your opinion, but please remember that you do not need to disrespect anybody for you to air or your opinion. So let's be respectful down in the comment section. Let us know in the comment section if you see a red flag in your relationship. Are you going to flee? Would you take your time before you leave? Or you do not even see red flags at all? You feel there's nothing your partner can do to you that would ever make you leave? Which of the corners are you? Let us know down in the comment section, okay? Anyway guys, here's my thoughts on this. I feel men know what they are doing. We are all adults. The society has groomed women to stay silent. We should be forgiving. We should be tolerant of men. But on the flip side, you will rarely find a man who will stay with a woman when his boundaries are violated. They do not care if they have a life together, if they've given birth to children together, if they started many years ago and it's just too late for them to start afresh. Men will leave as soon as their boundary is violated. But women, on the other hand, when we see those signs, we begin to justify reasons why we have to stay. We begin to tell ourselves that, oh, we have children. Where would the children go? How do I start my life afresh? Men, on the other hand, do not think that way. So we women, we need to do better. You don't have to wait until something big happens, until something major happens. Leave at the first red flag. A lot of times we see the signs, but somehow we convince our mind and heart that it is nothing. And then as the year goes by, we just see that this man's behavior gets worse. And I also want to add that when you want to leave, make that decision solo. Some people are not good at giving advice. Not because they do not want to advise you right, but because they do not have same standard as you. What is your deal breaker might not be their own deal breaker. So if you want to make your decision to leave, make sure that the decision comes from you and not from people. Okay? Some women also have scarcity mentality and we advise you to stay in toxicity just because they are afraid to take the horn in their own relationship. If you go check, you see that they are enduring worse things in their relationship and they're telling you to also endure. You can't take that. So you need to let go of the fear of missing out and start afresh when necessary. The red flag is obvious. It is not just one. It has many more to show you. Ladies, leave at the first red flag. So that's it, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear from you. I want to read from you. If you know somebody who would like to be part of this conversation, please share with them, okay? Share with them because that's what we do here. All we do is have awesome conversations. So don't forget, you can go ahead to subscribe to this channel because we have good conversations over here. You can check the channel. There's proof of that. You also see that we have different interesting comments that you can always be part of. So go ahead, guys, subscribe please, and then don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, smash the like button, and that helps YouTube to push my videos to more people, and that will be you supporting your sweet girl. With that all said, thank you guys. Subscribe. I'll see you in my next video.